Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Georgiman and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about My Dress Up Darling chapter 91. So, what did I think about this week's chapter? I thought this chapter was great. I thought it was a solid chapter, and it kept developing, the whole conflict that's bound to happen in this arc, which is that Gojo's trying to figure out a way to, live up to the Halle Bell cosplay. And we really get to see that in this chapter because, there's a lot of, struggle that Gojo is going through right now building this cosplay. Now, before I get any farther, I just wanted to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Dress Up Darling anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. But with that out of the way, let's get into this week's chapter. Now, one final note. There was a special chapter that was released in between chapter 90 and 91. It was called chapter 90.5, and I didn't want to make a whole video about it because it was only literally 8 pages, and it was literally just a Marin side story kind of thing, and it was cool. So I'm just gonna go briefly what happened so you guys can be up to speed. Marin, she got the lingerie, the Santa Claus lingerie that we saw in chapter 90, with the sales clerk. As well as, we get to see that Marin, she's, getting, trying to find outfits to wear for the Christmas party. And you see she gets this nice dress, and the dress looks really good on her. And she's like, oh my God, is this what you call thick? So, yes, Marin, you're thick. We love you for that. It's fine. And we also see that her friends are trying to invite her to a Christmas party, but she bails on them because she already has plans with Gojo. And then she starts freaking out. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Yay. So it was a cute little chapter. It was very self-contained. We also see that Gojo, him eating the ramen and whatnot, but it was literally just that. It was 8 pages. So that's all if you're cut up to speed now. So with that out of the way, let's get into this week's chapter in chapter 91. So how chapter 91 starts is pretty much Gojo. We see him, he's, trying to make cosplay props, and we see that he's using a glue gun, and Akira's there to help him out through the phone, and she's guiding him and telling him like, yeah, super glue is great, like, you need a glue gun to make these props, like I made a skull of an ox and all this thing, and Gojo's like, oh my God, that's awesome, because he's really trying to capture every little detail of, Halle Bell, the character, because obviously she's not supposed to be human, so, he's trying to make this cosplay be as authentic as it could be to the source material that we've seen in images of Halle Bell. So we see that, they're trying to figure out how to make bones, and, it's all going great and dandy or whatever. But eventually Gojo, he starts thinking like, there's this one thing that it's been kind of bugging me. And she's like, well, what is it? It's like, I don't know exactly like what to use. Like, and that's where he starts talking about like, I don't know what the materials that I should be using for this cosplay, because I don't know, like, I don't have a reference. She's a angel, quote unquote, so no fabric from Earth would be here, kind of thing. So eventually we see that he sent out Marin on a mission, and this mission was trying to find fabrics for the cosplay. And what we see is that she calls Gojo, and she's like, hey Gojo, what's up? And I just love this little panel of Marin just smiling because it was so wholesome. So then we see Marin just pretty much tell Gojo like, okay, but Gojo, between all these, what's the best one? And she keeps naming these fabrics or showing him, and Gojo's just like disappointed because none of them are, up to his standards and whatnot. And she's like, oh, I would have guessed. It's fine, whatever. We also get to see Noah because she's with Marin. And she's like, wow, you guys are really serious about this cosplay. And Noah, you have not seen Gojo, my man. My man Gojo, when it comes to cosplay, he goes full throttle. So no stops. He just goes ham, okay, Noah? So you better put some respect on our King Gojo and his craft, okay? Just kidding. Still love Noah. But, so what happens is that eventually Gojo's so, like, fixated by this because he doesn't know what to do. Because, like I said, we all know how Gojo is when it comes to his cosplay and his craft. He's a perfectionist to a T. He wants to make everything perfect. And he's kind of struggling at the moment because he can't find something that will look just like Halle Bell. And he's, it's pretty much getting late. And even his grandpa is like, hey, is dinner ready? Like, and Gojo's like, oh my God, I completely forgot. It's fine. I'll go make something right now. And then, the grandpa, he's like, no, it's okay, dude. Like, is this for one of Marin's cosplays? And then Gojo's like, yeah. He's like, oh, take your time, dude. Like, I'm a grown man. I'll take care of myself. You go back to focusing on that cosplay. Which I personally thought it was very cute because we know that Marin loves, Grandpa Wakana. And you know, the grandpa obviously, you know, he's very fond of Marin, so I thought it was cute. And you know, it goes to show that I would like to think in my head canon that even the grandpa knows that something is going on between these two, because it seems like everybody around them knows that, you know, they like each other, or there's some connection between the two, but except that them two, they're the only ones that don't know that. So I think it's hilarious because we already know that pretty much Akane and, you know, the Marin's friends, her circle of friends, they all kind of know that she has like a thing for Gojo or whatever. And I think it's just funny how, you know, everybody around them knows that, you know, they want to get at each other, but except them, they don't know that the other have feelings for each other. Like Gojo doesn't know that Marin has feelings for him, and Marin doesn't know that Gojo has feelings for her. So I just think it's funny. But pretty much what happens is, you know, Gojo's just beating himself up because he's like, man, I can't find this, like it's so annoying. And you just see him kind of like stressing out, and he's like, what's the material? I can't put my finger on it. And that's pretty much how, you know, the chapter ends. You know, Gojo is still trying to figure out a way to make this cosplay happen because he obviously doesn't know how to do it. And I honestly think that this might pose itself as one of the biggest challenge Gojo has to overcome when it comes to a cosplay aspect, because we already established that he's had some struggles in the past when it comes to cosplay, whether it was figuring out how the bunny girl outfit would, you know, work, or the Veronica when that was more of his error because he underestimated how much he would be turned on by it. So that was on him. But we do know that he kind of was struggling with the bunny girl outfit, so it wouldn't be the first time that Gojo would be struggling with a cosplay, but not to this magnitude, because like I said, there's no real reference that they could use that would be human materials, I guess, because she's an angel. And it doesn't help that the author of Hallibell, whatever, he's very picky about like everything. So he knows that he has to make a cosplay that even he, the super picky author, would, you know, love, and that's going to be a very hard challenge. But knowing Gojo, he is a Giga Chad, and he will overcome this, and he will, you know, get through it and, you know, make this amazing cosplay, I guarantee you. And I would also like to see is that Marin, you know, Gojo facing his hardest challenge being the cosplay, and I would like to see Marin's biggest challenge being the confession. Like both of them collide in this arc, because I think that's where the stars are leading up to right now, because I want to see these two just get together already, because they're so wholesome and they deserve each other, and I want to see it. I also will say that, you know, it was very nice to finally get a chapter, because it's been quite a long time and I kind of miss Gojo and Marin. So I was very happy to see that we got a chapter, because now we get to go back to the world and read about them. And, you know, I know when it comes to writing quality, you should not be rushing your work. So I'm glad that Fukuda, she's taking her breaks and why not. And I appreciate that, you know, she herself is taking a step back and being like, you know what, I gotta focus on me. And because you see a lot of mangakas, you know, out there burning themselves out, and, you know, I'm just happy that she hasn't. So, you know, as many breaks as she needs, she can take them, and, you know, she deserves them, because she's been killing it with these chapters. She's been doing a fantastic job throughout the series. So if, you know, her taking more breaks is the equivalent of, you know, her continuing her trajectory of excellence, then I'm all for it, because I want to continue this story with the quality that it has. So I think that, you know, pretty much girl, you deserve it. Get as many vacations as you want. You're killing it. And I just want to put it out there, because I've seen a lot of discourse online about, you know, people being like, oh my god, this thing forever. And to those people, like I said, don't rush excellency. Okay, you don't rush excellence. You make sure, you know, you craft it and you take your time with it. And she's doing it in a fantastic way, at least in my opinion. But with that being said, what did you guys think about this week's chapter? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys thought it was all right? Whatever you guys thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more My Dress Up Darling anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.